Hi everyone, it's Hayley and welcome to my week 30 and week 31 pregnancy vlog. I'm doing a double one this week because I missed last week. So I thought I would just combine it all into this week. I am 31 weeks pregnant today, and yes, I look completely different than I normally do. I've just got back from the hairstylist 45 minutes ago to get all my hair chopped off, get a completely new look ready basically for when I am busy with 2 children and cannot spend more than 5 minutes straightening my hair or anything like that. So it's going to be good for summer too. So yeah, it's my new look. I'm still getting used to it. I've had bangs before, but it was like well over a decade ago. So I'm still getting used to it, but I think I will definitely grow to like I've had my hair short before. You've seen me have it short before. It's not the length that I'm getting used to, it's the bangs that I'm getting used to. So anyway, that's just completely off topic. I am indeed 31 weeks pregnant now. It's insane. We're just nearing the end so fast. It's really daunting, and it's quite nerve-wracking actually, because I really feel like I have still got so much to organise, and I'm running out of time, and you know, the money's not always available to get things when I want to get them, so it's all just a bit crazy, but that's life. So the last couple of weeks, not a lot has been going on pregnancy wise. Nothing dramatically new or anything. No, nothing really new at all. I'm finding I'm getting a lot less sleep at night now. Constantly, I just have to, usually I only wake up once to go to the bathroom, but it's always annoying to wake up. Really weird dreams that I've had on and off during this pregnancy, but they're just really weird dreams again that are just like waking me up and keeping me awake, and my skin is really super dry, and it's creating a lot of like redness look, so I look really blotchy and stuff all the time because I've got these really dry patches all over my face. Been moisturising like crazy, but I've started putting on the actual dry patches, like rubbing it into my actual dry patches, this really heavy cream that we use for AJ's eczema and his dryness on his spots on his skin, and that is working. So it's starting to help it feel not so dry, but all the dryness spots feel really bumpy, like I have like pimples or something all over my face, but I don't have any like actual pimples. It's just my skin's just really bumpy. My skin has not coped well with this pregnancy at all. The hormones have gone crazy on it. My last pregnancy, it was not too bad. It didn't really react at all, my skin, but this time lots of hormonal acne coming and going, and yeah, really dull, dry, sometimes itchy skin. Just on my face though. Nowhere else on my body has it been itchy or dry. Just my face. I have started leaking like a reasonable amount. This started just before I turned 30 weeks. I noticed that yeah, just when I take my bra off, there's definitely like been leakage going on. It only happens though when I'm wearing a bra, yeah, during the day or anything. I've not had any leaking during the night or anything, so I don't know whether like they're just feeling a bit squashed in my bra or what, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's nothing that I would need a breast pad for, but it's definitely becoming more noticeable and happening frequently I wouldn't say on a daily basis, but like every other day there's definitely some leaking going on. So I'm kind of glad that I have gone through like 3/4 of the pregnancy without any leaking whatsoever. It was a bit crazy last time around. But yeah, so that's been going on, so I'm glad that I know for sure that I really have to, like, when I'm sitting, either recline back or be lying down. I cannot sit up at a 90-degree angle anymore. It creates so much trouble with breathing, and also it gives the baby just goes crazy, like, don't sit like that. What I noticed last night was, for the first time, this foot went right up, like right up into my rib cage. I could feel it pushing its way, like it almost got like to in between. It almost got to my cleavage. Like, I was like, whoa, like just like pushed right up. I could feel it, and it was really nauseating because I don't know, he must have been pushing on something as he was pushing up, because it made me feel really sick. I thought I was going to be sick. It was just this, if I had had my shirt off and had been looking, I'm pretty sure I would have been able to actually see the foot, like, pushed right up, and it was well in between my ribs, well into my rib cage. And he did that a couple of times, and it was like, whoa, that's never happened before in this pregnancy or in my previous pregnancy. So that was really crazy. I was like, oh, I think this kid is going to be a bit bigger than his brother. So yeah, that was interesting. But yeah, he's still really busy. He's definitely, I really definitely think he has head down, and I don't think he's going to be switching anytime soon. I really feel like he is like squashed in there, like he is running out of room fast. Because yeah, he just, all the movement I get is up high, like the real big kicks, and I get the little flutters down low of what I think are his hands, and also when he gets the hiccups, it's down low. So like really down low. So as long as I keep feeling the hiccups down low and the big movements up top, then I'm pretty sure he's, you know, going to stay in head down position from now on. I really don't think he's got enough room to turn if he tried. I really don't. I'm hoping that he will, well, my mum thinks that he will engage earlier than AJ did, so that, and that he will drop earlier than, my belly will drop earlier this time around. So maybe if that happens, or when that happens, whenever that is, I'll get some relief and be able to sit a bit more normally than I have been. Oh, I got the baby buy that I was waiting for when I did my last video. It was my last one that I was 29 weeks and I did baby buys as well. Baby buys as well, I think, yeah. But it arrived. It is a Hawaiian shirt onesie. This is supposed to be size 0 to 3 months, but it looks huge, which is fine. It's the Next brand, Next Baby, from the UK. It cost me $18 New Zealand, and it was £7.50 UK. So I think this is absolutely adorable. I want to try and find a Hawaiian shirt for AJ so they can be matching over summer. But yeah, that was the one I was waiting for when I was doing my video last week. Oh, the week before, sorry, with the baby buys in it. So now it's here, so I'm like, yay! I'm starting to, this has nothing to do with pregnancy symptoms, but I'm starting to sort of think about labour and delivery and my wants and needs and desires for labour and delivery and the direct postpartum period afterwards. In particular, I probably look really red right now because there's a lot of orange in this room. The sun's coming in. In particular regarding visitors and lots of visitors. I don't know if anybody else has experienced something similar to this or how you've dealt with it. If you have any sort of advice or anything to give me, please do. I'm taking anything on board at the moment. But after I had my first baby, as I've made no secret of, I got postpartum depression, and it came on very quickly. And there's a lot of things that happened in the direct postpartum period after AJ was born that I wish I had done differently. But I know I probably couldn't have because I didn't have the information or didn't anticipate all of that like I am this time. But AJ was born just before dinner time, like 10 minutes before 6 p.m. Right away, we had visitors. Justin and I didn't get one-on-one time with him, a quiet family time to bond as family of three until during the middle of the night while I was, up trying to breastfeed and things like that. We didn't get that sort of time right afterwards just by ourselves. Which I wish I had insisted on, but I didn't. I was just it's your first baby, you're just like, oh my god, like, I can't believe this just happened, There's a whole lot of other things going through your head. But maybe half an hour after he was born, because my mum was in the room when he was born because I wanted her in there, and then my dad came in, he'd been waiting in the waiting room, and then my husband's parents came in, and I was still in the little delivery room that I had delivered him in. I had not been transferred to the postpartum room yet. So I was looking a hot mess and had the shakes from the adrenaline, and was all of a sudden we were bombarded. There was the midwife was still in the room, getting everything sorted and all that sort of stuff. So there was 8-9 people in this little delivery room, and I just had a baby. And then we got transferred to postpartum room, and then we had another visitor, and so there was 10-11 people all in the postpartum room, and this is, by now it was 8 o'clock at night. And the visiting hours for the birth centre that I went to, that I'm going to again, visiting hours is 10 a.m. to either 7 or 8 p.m, I can't remember which. But because he was born at night, they just sort of thought, well, he's born at night, grandparents want to meet a new baby, that's fine. But really, I should have just kicked everybody out and said, look, nah, come back tomorrow. But I didn't. And so yeah, because of course I was really tired. I actually wanted to go to sleep, but there was all these people there, just chatting amongst each other and passing the baby around. And I just really wanted to hold my baby and go to sleep. So yeah, anyway. Then of course, right after I get home, we just start getting this influx of visitors that never seem to end. And I don't live anywhere near my family. It was all my husband's family that was, particularly his mother's side of the family, which he doesn't really get along with. He just doesn't, I don't know what it is, but they're not his favourite people. And I can understand why. I have seen why. But anyway, there's nothing. Yeah, visitors were coming all the time. Seemed to be just like turning up at weird hours, like late at night and things like that as well. And it was just like, I was already like starting to get the depression really bad. And this was like 3 days in. I was not coping. I was trying to get used to being a new mum. And yet visitors were coming and they would stay for hours. Like, and just sit at my dining room table and drink my coffee and eat my food. And I got to the point where I just couldn't deal with it. I just stayed in my bedroom. Because there was just too many people in my house sitting around doing nothing. My mum and my sister were there to help me, and they were doing things like, you know, cooking dinners and doing the wash. They were doing all that sort of stuff, but nobody else was doing anything else. So that really, I think, threw me right from the beginning. I was just like, oh my god, like, I feel like I have to like stay up. They're passing the baby around and all that sort of stuff. And I understand, you know, it was the first grandchild for both sides of the family, but still it was kind of like, you know, can you leave us alone sort of thing. So this time around, I'm going to be a bitch. Quite frankly, they might see it like that, and I don't care, because I want to save my sanity this time. I really don't want to go through what I did last time. So I want to try and do everything I can to prevent that. And, you know, not just placenta encapsulation, you know, that's just one way that I want to help myself. But another way is I'm going to do a visitor ban. And some of you, this may not be like how it works for you, but I feel like this is probably going to work for me. My sister is going to be at the birth, and my mum is coming to look after AJ while we're at the maternity birth centre. And, you know, she'll do washing and cooking and stuff while we're gone. So there's going to be 2 people staying at our house, which is fine. 2 is fine. You know, my mum won't be there for long. She might not even be there for a week. And my sister won't even be there for a week. But what I've decided to do is, my sister won't even be there for a week. But what I've decided to do is I'm going to stay in the maternity hospital. It's a birth centre. Why do I keep saying maternity hospital? It's a birth centre. Because you can stay for 48 hours after you've had the baby. I didn't do that last time. I'm going to do that this time. And then while I'm at the birth centre, people can come and visit and meet the baby then. But once we go home, I'm not allowing any visitors for a week. 7 days, nobody is going to come and visit. And I mean everyone. We have AJ to think of too. I don't want his routine, his life to be any more crazy than it's going to be with the new baby. My husband, I think he's getting 2 weeks off work when baby's born. So the plan at this point is he'll have 2 weeks off, and then my mum will come for a few days after he goes back to work, just to so I can get into a routine of being by myself with both the kids and stuff. And hopefully I'm not having any issues, you know, like last time. But the first week, I just want it to be us four. I don't want visitors turning up at crazy hours and disrupting AJ's routine, because if he gets disrupted, if his routine gets disrupted, then all hell will break loose. And I don't want him to be, you know, going crazy. So yeah, I'm doing a 7-day visitor ban. I'll be telling everybody this before I have the baby. So when the baby's born, if the baby is born at night time, they'll have to wait till the next day to come and visit. If the baby is born in the morning or in the afternoon, they'll have to wait a couple of hours before they can visit, because I want to be able to have that alone time with my husband and I and our new baby. And no matter what time or when the baby is born, AJ is going to be the very first visitor. I want AJ to be the first to meet the baby. I don't want him to be the last or in the middle. I want him to be the first and him to be alone. Like him to be able to have that time to sort of invest. But I want him to be the first to meet the baby. And then yeah, I'll be putting a clock of, you know, like either half an hour or an hour on visits, and then when we get home, no visitors for 7 days, just so we can try and get used to everything. And I want to try and, you know, get breastfeeding established and make sure I'm doing okay mentally and emotionally, as well as physically, and all that sort of stuff. And then people can come and start visiting, but it will be very strict time. People will have to make appointments, basically, because I'm not risking myself becoming insane again, or risking the huge disruption to AJ's everyday life, you know, on top of having a new sibling, you know. So I'll be putting a sign on the door, and if we're going to have a sleep, or if I just want to rest and I don't want to be bothered, I'll be locking the door so nobody just walks in, because that's what some family members do. They just wander in. And I won't be answering the door if they knock. If it's locked, I will not be answering the door. So yeah, they can just wait. It's not, yeah. I hope that they will respect that. I've already spoken about it to my family, even though, like, we live 4 hours away. And they said, you know, look, you got to do whatever you got to do to keep your sanity and make sure that you're okay this time around. So they're completely supportive of that, and they're quite happy to, even while they're, you know, stay out of the way. Like, we'll stay out of the way, we'll keep Ada occupied, and we'll just leave you and the baby alone to get on with your thing, you know. So I'm really grateful that they understand, and hopefully my husband's family will understand and respect and do the same when we do eventually talk about it closer to the time. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. That was really long-winded, but yeah, I need to save myself this time, and that's pretty much it, really. I really cannot think of anything else I need to add. But yeah, I'll definitely be talking more about sort of my plan and things for labour and delivery and postpartum period, and what I'm going to do to help myself stay healthy mentally during those crucial, like, 4 or 5 weeks after you've had the baby when things are really crazy. So yeah, I'll be doing videos on all of that in the coming weeks. But until then, that's really it for week 31 or week 30 and 31. I will see you guys next week for week 32, but it will be a couple of days. This is the belly today at 32 weeks. Oops, pants are in the way. Sucking in. Yep. There's belly. There it is again. My belly button's still in. It's shallow, but it's still in. It's not going anywhere. I don't think it's going to stick out. It didn't last time. But yeah, that's that. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye.